Hey traders, Nick Shaheen here, doing some homework after hours. This is a follow-up video to yesterday. So yesterday, if you saw my video, if you don't, I'll try to put a link at the end. If you saw my video about the price action on the SPY, I had one point. I shared a video, it's probably about 5 or 6 minutes, to make one point, is stop being a slave to the headlines and stop paying attention to these so-called experts out there trying to teach you. I'm not an expert on Wall Street. I'm an engineer, electrical engineer, and with an MBA in finance. So I learned all of this chart stuff and option stuff all on my own. And so you will hear plain simple English words, and guess what? We beat them at their own game. Our charting skills are up there with the best of them, and you can join us during the live room. It's open all day, every day. I share my screen, so I can't hide. And these are words that happened today. So yesterday, the message was, we had a little dip in the middle of the day yesterday, out of nowhere, and it was extravagantly big about 45 minutes before, this is it, before the dip today. So this happened yesterday, and this happened today, almost at the same time of the day, this one right here. So my goal is to get people to stop chasing headlines, because if you sold on this headline and bought puts right here, you lost your ass in 5 seconds because it just repriced itself completely. So today it drifted back lower. Yesterday that didn't happen. But the goal is to stop chasing the headline. The point is, this is to stress to you again that it happened again today. Before I go any further, if you like this video, hit a like. More importantly, subscribe to the channel, and even more importantly, put the bell, put the alert to be notified, because, like, for example, tomorrow morning, Wednesday, before the market opens for an hour, we're going to be holding a charting session that's free to everyone to attend. Usually our live room is locked up to members. This one will be free to everybody, and it's after this, actually during the CPI. The CPI is going to come out at 5:30 my time. That's where we're going to go chart for an hour and see what a mess. Okay, so look out on for that. So subscribe and look out for that. If not, hit me up on Twitter. I'll put my handle in the description for Twitter. I will post a link in the morning. Okay, so what happened today? We had information today from the chart, but more importantly from the options chain and some trading tick information to get long somewhere around here. And the stop out point here, which survived, and the reward was 1.4 times the stop out, the risk. And it played out. It took forever to play out. We saw upside pressure towards 412. And then once we got there, I looked at the options chain and I said, there's going to be downside pressure if we move anywhere above 412. And within minutes of that, whoosh, we came down. But one thing was sure today, mostly from trading ticks, is that 411 was going to be defended hard. And I said, well, based on that statement, this support zone was going to hold, and it did. And look how violently they bounced off of it, 411 and change. Boing. So the data, the information that we had, allowed us to trade the day regardless of who said what and who gives a schmutz about who said what. It doesn't matter who said what. What matters is these data points. These are data points that happen. Nobody can deny. These are data points that happened. These two arrows were first here, first couple hours of the day. We were waiting for them. It took a bit to get to that one. Halfway here, I said this one is no longer there anymore. This was no longer an option. This might be an option tomorrow, because if they take this out, that's the target, but delayed. Since this was delayed, then this was definitely really delayed. All right, so that's a tomorrow conversation. Today's conversation is, again, reinforcing the message from yesterday. Stop being a slave for that. It doesn't pay the bills. What pays the bills is to be proactive. I'll give you an example. If you listen to these people that after companies report, so PayPal reported today, it's down 12%. They beat last year's sales, so they grew sales 8.5%. They improved profitability much more, 3 times as much, if not 4, and they guided higher in the sales line at least, and the stock fell. So before it fell, this was my message to the gang in the room here yesterday. Options transaction today, that was yesterday, suggests that it is easier to fall than to rally, and support scattered throughout 72.5. So the support didn't hold. I went long today, and I left room for error. So I didn't nail the bottom, but I wouldn't lose money until it falls to, I want to say $54 a share, and then I'll start losing money down there, maybe. And that's my bet on it. But the point is, if you go read the headlines that followed this drop, you probably will find 10 Mizuho, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, analysts from all over the place. They will all say the same thing. If not all but one. They will say, we maintain our rating, and most of them are buy or overweight or market weight, and we lower our price target from whatever, 130 to 105. All of them will say the same thing. Tell me how this is helpful to you. It's not. So why do you keep giving them money in order for them to give you bullshit advice? That is not advice. If you do your homework, you can find stuff like this. If you don't know, join a group that knows how to do it, and they'll give it to you. So the information here is from fellow users. I'm not from Wall Street, but I know how to read Wall Street's money, and it's very clear. It's clear that this was not easy to rally. Twilio, same message. I want to go long tomorrow. I thought that downside was easier, and I said I would not hold calls today. I think Affirm was the same thing. We get it wrong every once in a while. So, for example, Palantir. The gang inside the live room said they were buying calls in Palantir. I said, great, I have shares in Palantir. So today I hear that Kramer likes Palantir again. As soon as I heard it, I kid you not, within 30 seconds, I had sold my shares in Palantir. Up a lot, like 60% or 80%, I can't remember. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be in the same boat as that guy. I'm out. Plus, it's going into a prior fail. Now, Palantir can go to 20, and I wouldn't be sad about it. And if it dips back to the low 8s, middle 8s, maybe I'll consider it again. But I don't want to be in the same boat as this guy. So do your own homework. Upstart is up 40%, and I believe Ryan came into the room, and he said he's buying calls. I said, guess what? I'm with you because I own shares. I'm upside down on them, but I believe if it opens here tomorrow, I'll be able to get out of my shares at even. I'll decide whether I want to do it. Maybe I will. I've been red on them in a while. So do your own homework, and join me tomorrow morning if you can. Maybe I'll do another video tomorrow night. Later.